about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. Shut up.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I don't know what the hell's in there. It's weird and pissed off, whatever it is.
Jason's alive. He killed my friend, now he's coming for me.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Bastards. Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
Well, I'll tell you. Nobody handles garbage better than we do.
Welcome to Give Me Back My Horror Movies.
I was like, oh shit, was I supposed to do something there?
No, so fuck it. I'm not doing that. I don't know how he does it for 5 minutes straight when I let him drive. I can't.
He's special little boy.
He is special.
Welcome
to a new episode of Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the podcast. I am your one in charge for some reason tonight, Charlie. Not with me as always is Nate. We'll explain that in a moment. But my other A crew is with me. Pete, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. We are back at it for a wonderful movie, but we also have. That was a terrible lead-in.
That was the worst lead-in because we have to introduce her as the Scream Queen, Pete.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were going to introduce me or if that was a lead-in for like me to say, and hey guys, I'm Anna.
All right, you do. Let's do that one more time.
Okay.
And with me is my A team. I have Pete. Say hello, Pete.
Hey gang, let's do this.
Let's do it. And with us again for ringing out the year is our very own Scream Queen, Anna. Say hello, Anna.
Hello, fellas. I'm happy to be here to talk about some horror movies.
Anna didn't know she had to fill in for Nate again all of a sudden.
Oh, little did I know.
Yeah. So, little story that happened right before we started recording. Y'all have heard many times Pete yell at Nate about Dairy Queen blizzards.
Yes. Nate is lactose intolerant.
He's very lactose intolerant.
Very lactose intolerant and doesn't pay attention.
And loves lactose.
Loves lactose. He doesn't.
He's a masochist.
He's got medicine. He does
eat
lactose and he doesn't take.
My youngest is lactose intolerant. He takes a pill and he can do it. I guess it was kind of warm in Columbus today.
Yeah, it was about 50.
And he overindulged on blizzards. So he can't be with us. And trust me, you don't want to hear what's going on over there right now.
It would be like, hi, games. My name is Nate.
Exactly. So he's doing a little bit of home remodeling, and he is painting the bathroom right now. So
yes. Literally
destroying toilets, painting bathrooms. Yeah.
Yep. So we will miss
you should
him.
See the grout in the room now.
Whoa. It's a good thing he's colorblind. All right. So, this week, this was Nate's pick, but we were all 100% behind it. Tonight we are covering Jason X.
Yes.
Let's go.
I am so excited. And the other reason that Nate and I came up with that we were going to green light just randomly doing a Jason movie is December has a Friday the 13th in it. And while this may not come out on the 13th and we're not recording on the 13th, fuck it. There's still a 13th in the December. So we are going to do Jason X. So saying all that, let's play the trailer and then we will get into our histories with this movie.
In the year 2455, on a routine training mission, a team of students is about to discover a life form frozen in time.
Wow. They're on their way back. Prepare for docking and power up the lab.
You brought him on board?
Everything's under control, man.
what's going on.
Jason Voorhees, that's what's going on. He's an unstoppable killing machine.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
How do we get off the ship?
I don't know. Look, we're gonna be all right.
What? Are you high?
Uh-oh.
He's here. You have got to get them out of there.
Hey, Slappy! I think we're finally okay.
What the hell is that? You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, wow.
It's been modified. Oh, you think? You guys might want to run. I don't think he's out there.
Why don't you just stick your head out and have a peek?
That trailer literally has everything I love about trailers in that.
Pretty dope.
It was Optimus Prime introing it.
Oh, sure.
Damn near Jason roll out. And then it's, you know, awesome, like one-liners from the movie. And then all of a sudden 2000s metal starts playing. And I'm just like, I like this. This is good. They don't do this anymore.
No, they don't.
Oh my God. But yes, Jason X. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I am one of the people that prefer the later Jason movies over the earlier ones.
Bingo.
So,
Bingo.
Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason X. I adore Jason Goes to Hell.
I love that one too.
And so I am unapologetic about that.
I think there's room for both sides of the fandom. I am a moderate in this conversation because the first four movies were very, very near and dear to my junior high days when we were watching on HBO at my buddy Jeremy's place, and when we weren't supposed to be watching them. And then in my, I don't know, my very young adulthood, as they came out in theaters, I was able to see them one at a time. I appreciate both sides. I do love the scary of the first four, and I do love the batshit of the latter half of these.
Right.
Especially starting with 6. 6 was such a. I remember watching that with my dad, and we just both went. So he came back to life, huh? All right, let's see where this takes us.
Gotta go with it.
Many wonderful places it did.
Somehow Jason came back.
Yeah, and somehow.
Well, Pete, since you're jumping into that, why don't you tell us about your first experience with this one, Jason X?
Yeah, I somehow missed this in the theater because I've seen. I saw the telepath one. What was that, 8?
I don't know. It's the one I don't.
No,
like
7.
That was 7.
The New Blood.
Right.
The New Blood. Yeah, I love that one. Manhattan.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw 7 and 8 in the theater. 9 was Jason Goes to Hell, was it?
Yes.
Was that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw that in the theater also. Somehow I missed this one. I'm not sure why, but this one slipped past me, and then I saw Jason and Freddy. So I came to this one fairly, I don't want to say late, but probably a good 10 years after it was released, and it was just one. I'm like, hey, this will complete my Jason collection, so to speak. And I rented it, and I went, yep, that was amazing. I just loved it so very much. This movie is dumb, really dumb, and I got a lot of time for it.
Right.
Anna, what about you? What's your history with Jason X?
So I actually saw this for the first time, not spooky season that just passed, but last year in 2023. Yeah. So I decided to watch the entire franchise all the way through. Prior, I had only seen 1, 2, and 3, Freddy versus Jason, and the Friday the 13th remake, which ironically is the only Jason movie I've ever seen in theaters, is the remake.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's the one where he's a mole or something. He's underground tunnels or
He's
something.
subterranean.
That's what it
yeah,
is.
he's got the little bunker under there. So yeah, I saw the ones that you hold so near and dear to your heart, Pete, but I arguably had not seen any of the best ones yet. So I have such fond memories of that, like watch through, and I hold that time really dear because I was experiencing all these as an adult for the first time, and like someone who loves horror and is very much into the slasher genre, and to learn more about the Friday the 13th movies was really fun. So yeah, this one, just like Pete said, it's dumb. There's so many things I was just like, why? Now why? But dude, I am smiling and laughing all the way through it. It's an absolute blast. Charlie?
Absolutely.
What about you?
I've been racking my brain. I cannot remember if I watched this in the theaters or if this was like an immediate, rental. I just know I've seen it and I've watched it a lot. I fell in love. This movie's made for me. Like we talked about 30 Days a Night. That's my vampire movie. This is my Jason movie.
Hell
It's
yeah.
an action movie in the middle of a horror movie. It's literally Alien and Aliens. It's everything I grew up with wrapped up in a ridiculous slasher that knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's not being a parody like Scary Movie, but they're also like, hey, you're here for a Jason movie, and we're going to give you a batshit crazy Jason movie in space.
Yeah, we're going to take him to space. And yeah, all the writers were like, yeah, let's send him to space. That's a great idea. And
Yeah.
that's what I was telling y'all earlier, like how I had a realization this watch through, and it was the aliens thing. So when I watched this all the way through, I hadn't watched, like I did my Alien franchise watch this year. So they're all
Yeah.
more fresher on my brain. So watching Jason X now, I was like, this is Alien and Aliens, but instead of a xenomorph, it's Jason Voorhees. And I had honestly more fun with it this time, I think, than the original time, just by realizing that. I was like, man, this is fun.
I don't know. I kind of understand people that maybe grew up with the originals and saw them in theater, where they were truly like a slasher film. And it took a little bit longer for Jason to start getting silly, unlike like Freddy got a little sillier
pretty quickly.
Halloween, it got incomprehensible, as that series went. So it was kind of like they had Jason to hold on to, like, okay, at least it's going to be just this, unstoppable slasher. And then they went nuts by putting him in all these, because how many times can he stay at the camp? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get that's what he's known for, but that's why I love Manhattan. We get out of the camp.
Yeah.
And we're in a new setting, and I love it. Jason Goes to Hell. He is barely at the camp. I think at the beginning and towards the end, he's at the camp. But the rest of the time, he's in that small town causing chaos, running around. He's different people in that movie,
weird.
and then this one, it's like, this is like a straight up Jason movie at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's sci-fi Jason with I'm sorry, I can't call him Uber Jason anymore.
It's Uber Jason.
No, because now I think he's delivering me food or some dumb shit. Oh, look, it's my Uber Jason is arriving. It's like
that's his retirement plan.
I kept reading all the trivia, and it's like Uber Jason. I'm like, oh, God damn it, Uber. You ruined Jason X for me now, damn it.
I watched this back to back. I watched it straight, and then I watched with the commentary and the director and the head writer. It's like listening to Carpenter and Russell on their Big Trouble Little China commentary.
Yeah.
Or when Rami and Campbell get together for an Evil Dead commentary. These two are just yucking it up with each other through the whole thing. It was just making me laugh, and both of them called him Uber Jason. So
it's fine.
It's canon.
It's fine.
It was first. It is canon. But now because of that fucking app, and when I hear him say Uber Jason, God damn it.
It's like, fuck, Uber.
Yeah, come on, y'all assholes. But
and at the start of this movie, too, a joke finally comes full circle with this podcast, and that is R.I.P. Cronenberg.
You damn right it
He
does.
finally gets it. And I was like, there we go. Yeah, this
I
is what
told
it was.
y'all
meant
he
for.
died.
Yeah.
Y'all keep telling me
Finally.
he didn't die. He definitely died in this. He got
And
speared.
And he was in this movie as a favor to the director because the director did a bunch of special effects for him, I believe, on The Fly and maybe Scanners or Videodrome. Definitely The Fly, but
Yeah. No, it's I love seeing him in that. It's I watched it again today going, damn, it's pretty much Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. He's whipping that chain around. He throws that spear. I was just waiting for get over here and then pull him back. God. I was noticing something I liked even more today was that opening credit. It's not a montage, but that like you feel like you're in hell and it's very, chaotic and demon world. But as it starts coming, panning out, it's what's inside of Jason. It starts getting in more into the bodily fluids and the organs, and
Really
then it
cool.
comes out and you're like coming out of his eye or something. But I was like, that visual, I was still like, because for a second, so I have the DVD I have of this, because was this streaming anywhere? Everywhere wanted me to pay that I was looking
didn't
for.
see it. Was it still locked up in a lawsuit or something? I got this from the library. Shocker.
Stop it.
They were they were all on HBO Max at one point or another, but yeah.
They were, yeah.
When I watched them actually.
I don't think the rights thing is controlled as far as the distribution of the movie. It's about what they do later. Is what's locked up. So I was trying to find a higher quality because I have this on DVD. The DVD I have is the 2-pack Jason Goes to Hell with Jason X because they had released the Jason movies without those two in a big collection. And it was just like, okay, I have all of them, but I only had those. And then I found the 2-pack and I went, well, that's nice. So now I have two like pack collections, but I thought I was watching Jason Goes to Hell at first. Cause I was like, is this how Jason Goes to Hell starts?
Yeah.
I clicked the wrong damn button. And then the big Jason X comes over the fire. And I was like, no, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I love it's a jump into the future, which is they knew at the time Freddy versus Jason was going to happen. Like that was already
production, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was just being talked about. The first parts of it were starting to, like they had faith. And so, I think it's Cunningham that did this.
Yeah.
Where he's like, let's just leap it. Jason's going to come back regardless, whatever we do, but let's jump so far ahead. At least we're not tied in the lore with Jason versus Freddy. And I was like, that's fucking smart.
Yep.
That is really smart. Cause it jumps to 2020, 2019, 2010. No, 2010 is when it's happening. 2024 is when hockey
cryogenics.
Hockey got banned because it was too barbaric. So apparently hockey got banned this year.
Yeah, the Canadians, they'd had it.
They're a lot meaner than people understand with the Canadians. I got a lot of Canadian friends.
Yeah,
they can be assholes. I'm just letting you guys know they're not always friendly.
Okay, makes sense then why they'd ban it.
It tracks. So yeah, I like the time jump in this. I'm totally down for it. I like that the government's going to government just like they did with. This is where you start getting the ties to the Alien franchise, where it's like, no, we don't want to destroy it. We want to weaponize it. So obviously, R.I.P. Cronenberg wants to weaponize Jason, and he was like, I don't want him frozen. I want him soft. I was like,
Shoo.
It's like. Cronenberg's going to Cronenberg. I read that he rewrote his lines. They had him set up and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And so that whole soft line is his.
It's his.
And I was like, that's very Cronenbergish.
Yeah.
Things have to be squishy with him. And I don't know.
Uneasy, like a little butt puckery. Like, you really said that.
I bet he says moist a lot.
Oh, that's his favorite. He has that tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, moist.
Doesn't say director; it says moist.
Somebody get me my water bottle. It's not moist enough
my
on the
spritzer.
scene. Oh my god! But no, This movie opens fantastically in that like holding cell. Kane Hodder's back as Jason, my
yeah.
favorite Jason.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Hard to
He'll
argue.
He's the
always-
man. Oh yeah.
He is the man. It sucks that he got, screwed out of being him and Freddy versus
I know.
Jason.
It's like one of the big horror tragedies, I feel,
Mhm.
because he really
is.
rallied for that. Like he wanted that to happen, and that I don't know. Ken Kirzinger, sure, he's great in his own right, but
He's a big
Man.
dude with a mask on, but for some reason I think Hodder gives him a personality that a
Yeah.
lot of the other actors didn't understand.
Mhm.
And Hodder kind of personified it. And it's a little, obviously it's a little bit of Hodder. He's just being him. He doesn't Hatchet too, but I don't watch Hatchet going, well, he's just being Jason. He's got a pretty good angle on being one of these like, creatures or killers, whatever
Yeah.
he wants to do. But he will always be my Jason. I don't care.
Agreed.
I am completely unapologetic when it comes to this movie.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to find a whole lot of faults. The dumb shit I'm going to laugh at and go, I
Mhm.
love it absolutely.
That's
I
me.
like the stupid skinny kid running around being, our Nate in this movie. The cup frozen to his hand and arm cut off. And
That's so Nate. Yeah.
Jason gets a maim, not quite a kill, but a maim, and he's not even technically alive at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I expect out of a Jason movie.
Mhm.
It's just wild. And doing the cryogenic as a sci-fi guy, as an action guy, as soon as they did that, you're like, yeah, that's like the next progression where it's like we've hung him, we've shot him, we've burned him, we've done everything we can think of.
Blown him up.
Now we've blown him up. Now let's put him in the freezer till we can drop him in a nuclear reactor or
Right.
some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, can't you just fly over a volcano,
Just drop him in.
drop him in?
Yeah.
Then we have Jason in Hawaii.
There
Love
you
it.
go.
Love
That's
it,
a perfect lead in. That would have been a great
See?
sequel.
That'd have been a great movie right there. How did he end up in Hawaii? We tried to drop him in a volcano.
Sorry, our bad.
You give him a little comedy moment where he puts like a flower necklace on.
Oh, you'd have to.
I can't do that movie without that scene. And
I know, right? In a Hawaiian shirt.
some girl walking over, Jason finally got laid.
There you go.
Ah,
Poor kid.
now he
took
doesn't
him
want
long
to kill
enough.
anybody.
Yeah. He's cured. That's
I
what he
wanted to
needed
see-
all along.
I just needed to get a nut off. I wanted to see the movies leading up to this where they did capture him and finally somehow contained him until they didn't. That
Yeah.
magic trick, that David Copperfield thing that he did, where
I love it.
they put a blanket over his head and all of a sudden the other guy is under there.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I'm talking about. Like, they knew what they were doing. They're
Oh,
giving
yeah.
the audience exactly what they want. Because not only does he do that, but when that guy comes flying out the door, like thrown through the door, and Rowan is talking to him, and she's looking in the room and she sees all the dead bodies. There's only one door in that room, but when the camera pans back to her, Jason's behind her.
Behind her.
And I was just like, I love this. Like, I
Uh-huh.
don't care how he got there. Fucker can
Tunnels.
teleport. I don't give a shit. It's
Air vents.
but to me, I'm just smiling, going, of course he's behind her.
Mhm.
That's the trope. He's
That's the trope.
always there.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you think you got him, he gets you. Like, I love when he stabs her through the cryo thing. Watching
Mm-hmm.
it, when I first started watching this movie, that was a shocking moment. Like, you're like, oh, he's okay. They're going to freeze him, and then maybe he'll get woken up later, and she'll be older. Nope, they freeze her,
They both got frozen.
and she has to stare at him. She closes her eyes for a second, but they were smart enough to make her open her eyes again before she fully froze.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're kind of like, she has to stare at this guy
For 400 years.
for
Literally.
450 years, whatever it was. I don't know. This movie's the way they wrote it is way smarter than people give it credit for. They thought this through.
Yeah.
They didn't, there's really no, like, wait, how did they do that? That doesn't line up with already something done in a Jason movie of, well, how did he get there?
Mhm.
That's the joke. That's the in on it. But there's no like plot holes that are so huge that you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. This is also the least edited Friday the 13th movie.
Oh,
This
really?
one, they said they literally took out like 2 minutes to get it an R rating. Or not even, I don't think it was 2 minutes. It might have been like a few seconds to get an R rating. So this is literally the least edited Jason movie that's ever been put out.
I read something earlier too that they were saying that I guess that maybe it was a different Jason I was reading about. I thought it was the original cut of this was like 2 hours, like right at 2 hours, and they had to cut more, but it might have been
That would be like the director cut to just get it paced.
right.
And to get it the rating though, which they always try that. Me and Nate bitched about this whenever we covered the psychic one that I do not like.
Oh, the New Blood? I like that. That's my fave.
It feels neutered, like like with the axe kill and all the other stuff, because they would cut the camera away. You find out they had to edit all of that. Like they filmed it, but they had to edit it because the MPAA had it out for the franchise.
For sure.
Yeah. And it was specific. Like you can watch other movies that came out the same year and you're like, that was bloody as hell.
Yeah.
Watch the Jason movie from that time frame and it's neutered because they were just like, fuck Jason, basically.
Yeah,
like,
fuck him.
We're going to take the gore away from this and maybe it'll die. And guess what? Jason doesn't die. You can take the
You
gore
can kill
away.
him. It's been proven.
You can't, man. You can't.
Oh, this lawsuit's killing him. Damn it. I don't know enough about it, but it's whatever's going on with the video game and no sequels after this one. I don't know. I'm sure someone knows more about it than I do. But it's a shame that we've got Leprechaun, we've got Chucky. We don't have Jason anymore. I guess we don't have any Nightmare either here recently.
Well, Nightmare, I think, is because the reboot went so poorly.
Yeah.
Well, did Friday's reboot go poorly?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a few people that don't like it. I enjoy the hell.
I
out
love it. Yeah, I really love it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's bloody
it's
as
fun.
shit.
Yep.
I like is it Jared Padalecki?
Yeah, Jared Padalecki.
I really like him in there. It's a modernized Friday the 13th. I'm okay with it.
I'm too. Yeah,
I've actually watched it quite a few times.
I'll stand on that hill. I like
right.
it.
Yeah.
It came out. It
came
came out in 2009. Like I think it was like maybe into the 3rd season of Supernatural.
Like only 8 years later. This was 2001, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's not even a decade later in there. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but yeah, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles were in Supernatural, and they both had horror movie remakes coming out a month within each other because Jensen Ackles was in the My Bloody Valentine remake, and then Jared Padalecki was in this. And I remember me and Mom loved Supernatural, so we went to the theaters and saw them both.
those boys are easy to look at.
Oh yeah, absolutely, such
So
cuties. But yeah, it's a fun Jason movie. You should rent it from the library.
My Bloody Valentine is fucking gory and bloody as shit.
I enjoy it.
I just
a lot of people
original
hate it
for the first time, and the OG was great.
The OG is fantastic, but watching the remake, because I think we watched it again this past Valentine's Day, and I'm just watching it again going, holy shit, I forgot how bloody this was. And I was like, this is really fucking good.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. That remake and The Crazies. If you want a bloody ass movie.
That movie's good. Timothy Olyphant, I love him. He's such a good actor.
I'll watch anything with Timothy Olyphant in it.
Same.
100%. But so yeah, this one, I don't want to just like, I know we say this all the time, but
you don't want to walk through it. But
I don't want to walk through it, but I also don't want to like overlook little things like how do you get away from the camp, but you still have horny teenagers? Well, you go
horny spaceship.
You
Students.
go well. If you're not going to go, if you say you're not going to space, it would have to be Jason Goes to College. So that's the that's the thought process. Okay, so if you're going to space and there's no camp in space, there's still schools in space. So now this is a student expedition, and they're scientists, so that fits very space feeling. So okay, that works. Yet they're still horny. They just got to do that fucking
that
all the
there.
time.
Yeah, that's all I think about.
God, this is.
I'm not here to maybe anybody, but
the nipple clamp
like whores.
This is the horniest one I think that's out there, isn't it?
It's very tropey.
I would
like
think
they played on that trope hard, and also the kind of that like Josh Whedon like quippy sense of humor. They tried to play on that too, or maybe even like Scream its successes. It's and I gotta say, man, for as cheesy and goofy as this movie is, these actors commit. Like they commit to the bit.
100%.
They get it. And they don't care. Like they're there to have fun. And I respect the hell out of them. And that kid who got his arm chopped off, when I saw it, I was like, man, if I got my arm cut off, regardless if I knew I was going to be growing another one back, I would still be hollering and screaming. And like, that's Jason's machete ultimately that just came out and chopped your arm off. I would be making some more noise.
400-year-old staph infection waiting to happen.
That was morphine times 450 years of
he was like, oh, which is like Nate on the toilet right now.
Exactly.
So Fawn is definitely at Kroger right now buying all the Glade or the poopery
spray.
Fawn is buying them out right now. I guarantee.
And isn't in a hurry to get home.
Yeah.
Right now.
No. All the windows are open. It's kind of nice outside.
R.I.P. Nate.
R.I.P. Nate.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Fawn probably doesn't want to come back home.
No. Nope. Not gonna happen.
Peter Mensa, the guy who played Sergeant Elijah, you know who they should have cast in that role?
Oh, who? Tell me.
Candyman.
Billy Blanks.
Billy Blanks would have been awesome too.
For this movie, would he not have been great in that role?
He would have been awesome, but I like this guy in this.
Oh,
one.
I do too. Yeah, no shade to
gorgeous.
him. I was just like, I saw him and I thought of Billy.
That face is very familiar. I cannot place where that dude.
He looks a lot like Tony Todd.
I at first I thought it was Tony Todd. I was for sure.
No, it's not Tony Todd. He's been. I'll look it up here.
No, it's not Tony Todd.
Oh, that's my job. I'm on it right now, sir. He was ironically enough, he was just in Gladiator 2. He's in The Scorpion King, The Devil Conspiracy.
Oh, he was in 300.
Yeah, 300, Spartacus.
He got kicked into the pit.
Was he one of the Phoenicians?
He's the one that came in to demand that.
He was the messenger.
He was the messenger.
Okay.
And then he's part of the great, the famous line, "This is Sparta." And
this
kicked him into the thing.
Yeah.
So, are you mad? Yeah, that guy.
That's
but I like him a lot because at the end, because he's our hero when the end comes, that moment where him and Jason like walk to each other to go head to head, he is as imposing as Uber Jason is at the end of this, because he's in that space suit. He is also a big dude. I like him, but yeah, I'd like to see Billy Blanks in a lot more movies. I really would.
Yeah.
I always like.
He would have been perfect for this.
He would just approaching 70 by now, isn't he?
He'd have been mad though that he had to wear the spacesuit and you couldn't see his flat top. That's what would have happened.
True.
Yeah. The bald guy kind of works. It's like, you can cover my head. I don't give a shit.
Right.
It's totally fine. But anyway, back to being a horny ass movie. So yeah, you get college kids, so it makes sense. They are like scientists.
You want to talk about horny college kids, Charlie? I'm on.
Well, this is why he loves this movie. That's he's like, boobs, college kids. I'm in, sir. Blood,
nipple clamps.
Yeah,
fake nipples.
Nipples falling off. Okay.
No, that was funny.
Magnetic nipples, or I don't even know.
Why do you want these things? Janessa has them.
I know. She wants to fit in. I do love. Yes, that she's our like Ripley or android.
She's our Ripley. Yeah.
She's our Bishop.
Bishop. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Bishop, but kind of Ripley.
Okay,
like a hybrid.
I look at Rowan as our Ripley.
Okay.
Rowan is the one that
Oh, okay.
from First Alien. So
Right.
First Alien, Ripley
Mhm.
trying to figure it out, but then takes charge and control. And then KM, whatever her name is.
KM.
Yeah,
KM.
KM, I think. Yeah.
KM is our bishop. Yeah, but they had her in heels too. So
Did
imagine
they?
doing all
Okay.
that shit in heels at the end when she's in that black. She's doing Resident Evil, I think, before Resident Evil
Damn right she is.
was doing it. You know, she was showing Mila Jovovich up
Yeah.
before she even. I think she watched that movie first and went, "I want to be just like KM."
That's what I'm doing.
That's
She
exactly
was actually in the Friday the 13th TV series as well.
Was she?
Mhm.
The one that has nothing to do with Jason whatsoever and their
Yeah.
fucking artifact.
It was cool, man. That TV show was cool as
No,
shit.
I didn't say I didn't like it, but it was just one of those things where it's like
Had nothing to do with Jason Voorhees.
they had a Freddy one, wasn't it? Like
Yep, Freddy's
Nightmares. Yeah, Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah, that I think Freddy at least hosted that. Like
did host it. It was I don't think it was him, but it was also an anthology.
He was
I
like a
forget
crypt
about Freddie
keeper,
Mercury.
Elvira.
Mhm.
I can't. Yeah, it has been so long since. But I do remember because the Friday the 13th ones, they had to go find artifacts out
Yep.
of this guy's
Th-
like
There was
warehouse.
they had a safe that was magically sealed or something, and
Yeah.
someone came in and stole a bunch of stuff and spread these cursed artifacts all over the world, and they were tasked bringing them back into the safe, much like Warehouse 13. If you ever saw that,
That's kind of what I thought. Like, I think I get those confused sometimes.
not a direct rip off, but definitely the same flavor, where you're bringing items back that are too dangerous for the public.
Right.
I thought both those shows were marvelous.
No, I never had a problem with them,
Yep.
but it was for some reason they decided to just add the name of popular franchises to TV.
Pretty
shows.
sure that's what. That's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Somebody's making money off of that.
And that's pretty much it. This movie also probably has my all-time favorite Jason Voorhees kill in it, and that is freezing that girl's face,
The liquid
and
nitrogen.
smashing it on the table. Because
Iconic.
in 2001, I hadn't seen that before.
Right.
Yeah, that was like one of those like, oh shit, I never thought about. We've seen the T-1000, but he was.
I was going to say we've seen.
Yeah, he was a machine, and I'm sure we've seen some pretty bad B movies that they tried to freeze
Somebody
somebody.
did with a hand once. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, but to dunk her head into the liquid nitrogen, lift it up, and that face is just frozen in fear, and then just bam, right, and it shatters.
Make
It
an
was,
ashtray out of her face.
it was very Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It was very Sub-Zero fatality.
Finisher.
Exactly.
My question watching it this time, I was like, now why would they have a big old sink full of liquid nitrogen without a lid on it?
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
my luck, God forbid if I was on a spaceship and I had Marley with me, she'd be like, "Oh, what's this?" and stick her finger in, and there goes her finger.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately have to touch
There's no
things.
saving that.
Touch, yeah. I'm like, damn it! Now you've got 9 fingers.
But and to be another prop to the movie, the people that are making it that know what they're doing, is how does Jason come back to life? Well, he's thawing out. Oh, he's no. Kids
they're banging.
have sex.
They were banging.
And Jason comes
He
back
wakes
to
up and
life.
hears it, or
He
smells
smell-
her.
He said, I was about to
senses it.
say, he smelled
Well,
the pheromones in there.
Yeah.
They do, and then I'll give them some props. That little scene's a little spicy with them too, and she lets out that little moan, and he fucking Undertaker's right up off that table, and it's like,
Sits right up.
There's some fucking going on around here. I don't know why Jason is a Southern plantation owner, but that best not be no fucking on my
It's
plantation.
canon now, Charlie. I
Yeah.
think
It
it's
really
official.
is. Because they weren't doing it with the teacher and the student, which they were of consenting age. Let's hope at least, where she's doing the dominatrix stuff.
Yeah.
It was the younger kids getting it on as well.
Right.
Really fired up Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And then once he's alive, man, this movie's like a tight hour and a half.
Yeah.
movie
quick.
flew for me watching it.
It does.
And it doesn't stop. There's not a lot of exposition. There's not a lot of trying to explain bullshit. There's a lot of deaths. This has got to be up there, Charlie, with
just
with
wait,
the
sir.
deaths.
Oh,
And I don't know if we should include the
I-
space station. That's
Oh,
okay.
I'm gonna go buy you a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Hit the
Stop it.
technical difficulties and tell me to shut the hell up.
I crack up whenever I hear that come through the headphones.
It's a great gag.
It's so great. A lot of times y'all just be arguing and talking, and Charlie's just boop, and it shuts everybody up. I love it.
And we all laugh hysterically as soon as it happens.
It does its job.
It does
its job.
Yep.
Focus.
Exactly.
But, well, I gotta say, there is a bunch of people on this space station because
There
usually,
are a lot. Yeah, it's a
if
crew.
we
It's a
think,
full crew.
yeah, if we think like Alien and Aliens, there's not that many. I mean, when you get to Aliens, you got the Marines and whatnot.
Yeah,
but,
so there's way more. I think that's how they blend it. So as far as crew,
yeah,
it's kind of even with Alien.
right.
And then you add in what they call the grunts on here. They're the Space Marines
Yeah.
that are pissed off that they're on babysitting detail, which is what they felt like they were. Or, is this just another bug hunt? They kind of try to get that same vibe going here.
Where they are.
But watching this on multiple goes, you're watching old dude sharpen that fucking drill bit, and it's just foreshadowing that that's the thing that kills him later in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God. Again, creative ass kill. When was the last time? And I remember when he falls on it, and you're like, oh, he landed on the drill. Oh, they should have had him spinning. And because they cut the camera, show another segment, but then goes back to Jason and he looks down and that body's spinning
slowly
all the way down the drill bit.
Was so badass. And in that moment too, he does a little Michael Myers head tip, but he never does stuff like that. So I think in that moment it was used to show like, damn, even he was impressed.
I literally today went, I'm gonna remember that one. That's a first. You know, the liquid nitrogen, that was a first. Dropping the dude on a drill bit.
Myself sometimes.
He's like, I didn't even know it was down there. Wow.
And that piggybacks what Charlie was saying earlier. That gives Kane Hodder gives Jason that personality. And even though he doesn't do it as much as Michael Myers does, although when he breathes, when he takes a big breath, like he'll pop in through a door, go with this, breathe.
Yeah.
With his
It's a
shoulders.
way to like puff out. Like
it
gets larger almost.
It.
He commands the screen. I
Yeah.
did read that they did it to where every time he's in camera, he never blinks.
Yeah,
So
I've
they've
heard
got
that.
it- Yeah, that because they show his eyes quite a bit in this one. They
Uh-huh.
even show his face again. This is like one of the other few times you get to see, because God, they do it's a really good.
Oh yeah, when she
gross
peels
effect.
off the mask,
When
at the
she
very
cuts
beginning.
around the mask
I love that.
after she pulled out the eye, what was left of the dead eye, because that was the one that was fucked up, and she pulls that fucking goo out of there, then cuts around the mask and the sound. But I like how she's like,
wonderful.
She's like, oh, poor baby, no wonder. And then she pushes the mask back on his face hard. Like, let's put that bitch right back where I found it. Nobody ever needs to see that again.
Yeah. I did love that moment because I don't know, the way she inflected it, she sounded genuine in like her tone.
Aw.
And then the way she puts the mask back down is so opposite of the way she just sounded.
It's like, oh, that's enough of that right now.
Yeah.
Let's just forget that I did that part.
But Lord, if he would have woke up and not had his mask on, he would have been even more mad.
He'd have been pissed. You
Yeah.
know, he's looking at what was the Space Machete's purpose in this movie?
I
Because
think
it's
it was
laying on the table.
I got a
Who
note
is it
written
there?
down here. I think it was a space bone saw because it had that serrated end.
Okay. All
But
right.
are they performing surgeries up there?
Well, there was a whole tray of medical implements
I'm more maybe they've dissected, like maybe they
Yeah,
find
but
dead things
the
because
bone saw shouldn't have a bladed top. It has a
no,
serrated bottom and a bladed top. I don't know how
and the
you.
tip of it also shouldn't be
Yeah,
bent at a
yeah,
90-degree
yeah,
and,
yeah.
machete shaped, Pete. I don't know why.
I was trying. That's the only
I
thing-
no, I'm with you. I'm with you because I had that thought today going, "What is that for?" Also, I'm a little upset that I didn't get to see all the cool ass little creature specimens that are on that back wall. I'm like,
that
I
they
want to
mentioned
see
but
them
never
more.
showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like Janessa's love children or something
Mhm.
like that is what he said. But I was like, move to the fucking
Show
left.
me, show me,
Move
show me.
somewhere. I want to see them
I want to
all.
see.
But the set dressing in this movie, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's definitely on a budget. My biggest beef, if I have to pick something, I cannot stand the soundtrack in this movie.
It's not
It
good.
sounds like
I
one of the worst.
I wrote that
Like,
down.
yeah,
Like this music is terrible.
like I feel like Roger Corman pays for better music than they did in Jason X. It felt full moonish, but worse. Like Puppet. Remember Pete when we watched that Puppet Master and that fucking music is playing because they're the psychics and that's what it is. It sounds like
you're
the
right.
early full moon soundtrack worse because they and I don't do they even do the
No, I don't think
all in
so.
this movie?
If they
Yeah,
do,
I think
do
they
they?
did it. I think they did it once whenever they did the camp simulation. Wait, no, maybe they didn't. I don't think they
Well,
know. Maybe not because they didn't know enough about him to really know that. If
I'd have to look
unless,
back into that.
yeah, I do think they. I think I heard it at least once somewhere in there.
Maybe they just like dropped it a little bit here and there, but
But it wasn't like in your face like we normally hear it.
no. Normally you're watching Friday the 13th movie because you know that sound. This one, that music just irritated the crap out of me. Like
Yeah.
I would have rather them just not had it. Like don't put it in there. Give me the chi-chi-cha every once in a blue moon, whatever it's called.
Chi-chi-cha.
The Kali Ma, I don't know, just anything but what they put in there. I'm glad you had that in your notes though, Pete. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, yeah,
picking up on
I
some of this
definitely.
stuff.
I only took notes because it was such a damn good movie. But that's definitely something I wrote down. Like, what is wrong with this soundtrack?
Yeah.
This is bad. Like,
And
there's usually something good to say. Well, you had that opening, like over the credits. That was a pretty rocking song, wasn't it?
That one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good, but I think it still had some of that tone to it that's in this, but I don't know what they changed. That it got really
Like whoever
bad.
the composer started getting very bored by the end of the movie, and it's just like triangle, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
It honestly to me, it felt more like music that I can find on YouTube for the podcast.
Oh yeah,
That free shit.
Creative Commons.
There we go. There it's fine. This will work.
Archive.org.
Yeah. So the music, and then on this watching, because there's enough kills that I love, but then there's also blah kills. Like he breaks necks in this one.
It's a lot of
and
off-camera kills.
A lot
Yeah,
of off camera.
We get like Janessa when her kill could have been arguably the coolest because it's like that alien resurrection kill of the xenomorph, and then it happens off screen, and then you shoot back to the hole, and it's just flesh dangling. I'm like, fuck off! Like I wanted to see her fly out that little hole.
I wanted to see her break into and get pulled right out of that grate.
Oh, I know. Oh god, like bones disintegrating, bones disintegrating, just slurping.
That would have been awesome, but also I also know that's probably would have been one of the most expensive effects for them to do.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
This movie, when they got the script, the studio actually gave them more money, but it still wasn't enough to do what they had originally planned. So this was actually kind of like reined in from the original script. I'm glad they still went with the joke of her getting sucked through, and it's the cheaper way to do it is to make her fly and then cut the camera and there's a little flap of skin on the grate, like she just went through a cheese grater, which the amount of suction that would have to be happening in that room, none of them would have been able to hold up against if it liquefied her body.
Space decompression, you can't hold on. Even in Aliens, that wasn't possible.
Right.
No, that's
But
not
I don't
happening.
care. It's a movie.
No,
Still
I
fun.
know. But I think my biggest thing was, you had the guy that basically was me in here. You had the Marine playing the video game, and he gets his face bloodied up and bashed up against the wall a little bit. And you're just kind of like, maybe like have one less CG monster in the video game and, like kill that guy better. I don't know. I wanted blood. I wanted rip a limb off of him or something. And he just bashes his head and he's gone. And I was like, well, he was also the cooler looking one. He's bald with a beard. It's like,
I don't know.
I like that one.
Bald and clean shaven. That's the way to go.
He helped write it too.
Is that one of the writers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his name's Todd Farmer.
The other one that I actually read that even Kane Hodder was like, okay, this kills kind of bullshit, is the Marine he grabs and breaks the neck. Kane Hodder's the one that made it last longer.
Ooh.
And then like the real violent like twist at the end. Because in the script it was just snap his neck, walk away. And he's like, that's not cool enough. And I was like, it's still not a cool kill technically, but I appreciate that he drew it out a little bit more. I think the big guy, what was his name? The leader. We were just talking about him.
Oh,
the Marine leader or
the Marine leader,
Peter or something or other.
Peter Mensa.
Thank you.
If I remember right, I think he is in the first Resident Evil, and he's the one that gets cubed from the laser grid.
Oh, very cool. That was a pretty good guess.
Yeah, because I was watching this going, doesn't he get like chopped up in this movie? No, that's in Resident Evil. I think our lady behind the desk here is looking it up.
I'm on it.
His first death was
a little
dodgy.
First death.
It was a hell of a punchline though. It was a great. His punchline was he gets stabbed through the abdomen, through a wall. He goes, it's gonna take a lot more than stabbing me through a wall to
a poke in the ribs.
Yeah, to put this dog down. And then he stabs him again. It's like, that'll do it.
Yeah. No, he was not in Resident Evil. But Todd Farmer also wrote, funny enough, My Bloody Valentine, the remake. He also wrote it. Witchy thing. We were just talking about that. And Jason X was the first thing he ever wrote.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild. Now I feel bad. I want to know who.
I wonder if that was who was on the commentary. I'd have to go look at that. Hey, that commentary is worth it. If you've got the DVD with the commentary on it, go listen to it. Those two guys are
mine didn't come with the.
It's because you got a 2-pack, and I get that there's limited space on. Was it 1 or 2 discs?
No, it's literally on 1 disc.
Yeah,
it
there's
is
just
on
not enough
one.
room.
He was in the Terminator show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh.
He was also he was in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. He was in that.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Colin Salmon, and whenever you pull up his picture, you'll understand why I thought it was that same guy.
Oh, okay. I was back on Peter Mensa.
He was in Punisher Warzone as the cop that's after him. He was in Alien vs. Predator. He's not in this, but I seeing his face, I'm like, okay, that actually makes sense. But all right, I think it's time for a commercial break. What do y'all think?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're watching the USA Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm Josh.
And I'm Brett.
If you're looking for a different horror podcast, one that stands out from the rest,
well, don't look here.
Absolutely not. Every week we talk about our favorite horror movies and some of our favorite aspects of those horror movies.
So that's something that interests you? Check us out.
The only thing that sets us apart is that it's us. So if you like the sound of our voices,
check us out at the Evil Desk Podcast,
wherever it is that you find podcasts.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus Shark? Cocaine Shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, Those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Just when you thought you were safe, the terror continues with another chilly tale tonight on USA Network's Saturday Night Bears.
This movie on my rewatch today, because I think we had talked about this and I don't even remember which episode it was. This movie is definitely a and then movie. Something happens and then
And then
you know,
I forget what episode that was. We did have a long conversation about
we did
the and then.
And this one is literally something happens and then you know, it's like, oh no, you know, Jason is alive, and then now we killed
Breaks a
him.
gal's face
And
on a
you know,
sink, and
and then after they kill him, he wakes up, and then you know, it's the ship's about to, you know, do this, and then it's like the whole last half of this movie, something is always happening.
They don't waste time.
Well, not only wasting time, it's just it doesn't matter. Something else is going to go wrong. You know, it's like we only have a certain amount of time. The side of the ship is going to blow up. Well, let's blow up the other side of the ship. Okay, we got that side blown up. Now we're okay. Oh, wait, now. And I'm really mad at Nate that he's not here because there's another kill in this movie that reminded me of my favorite movie, and a movie he absolutely hates is my Deep Star 6 kill in this movie.
I like Deep Star 6.
And that's where the old girl gets freaked out and locks them out of the shuttle, and she, you know, launches it. This one is the fuel tanks are still attached and she blows up. Deep Star 6 was when that guy freaks out and hits
he launches
and it doesn't decompress and he like bursts out. Yeah. I wanted her to do that. Like there's another cheap kill. Like she takes off and it blows up and you don't get to see it. Like I wanted her to like the oxygen fucks her up or something and she starts bleeding out of her nose.
The fuel line starts leaking inside of the cabinet and
that would have been good.
And she starts screaming bloody murder.
That would have been
good.
Blows up.
Melting her flesh off. And then the ship's still going and it ignites and you see it ignite in the captain's chair where she's at, and it starts with her and then it blows up. Come on, guys, let me do a movie. That's all I'm saying. I could come up with
give the man some money. Let him make his movie.
All I need.
Neon Maniacs is on this. It's waiting to be done.
Do I go that fucked up though with that movie, Pete?
Yeah, damn right you do.
Do I go that fucked up with
what kind of question is that?
Well, clearly when we're done with the remake of Neon Maniacs, there will be a sequel. So you can hold back a couple of those kills. It's going to happen, Charlie.
Yeah,
I can
happen. I'll have a list. I'll be like Jason every time he did something cool.
Right. We're going to whiteboard all the coolest fucking kills we've ever come across.
Remember the nitroglycerin? Write that down. Write that down. Remember the big ass drill bit? Write that one down. I like that one. That's my personal favorite. That was a really good one.
Remember when they shot a little person out of a cannon across
in Feast?
It was in Feast. Was it a cannon or was it a slingshot?
They made a trebuchet. They made the trebuchet and launched him across the street. And he didn't make it. He still didn't make it. All that. And they could have thrown him as far as he went. Oh man, I still want to burn that movie from my memory banks. It's totally
sorry for bringing that up.
Oh god,
there were a couple of gems in that trilogy, but many.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anna, thank God you missed those.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be visiting us right now. If you're like, I'm never doing that again.
You dodged a bullet, friend.
Oh my god. So this one, finally in this movie, I think this gets about halfway, if not almost 3/4 of the way.
It's
about
like
45, 50 minutes. Yeah, about 45, 50 minutes.
Is when KM does her fucking Resident Evil Mila Jovovich thing before Mila did it. and kicks Jason's ass. I mean, I did like that he throws the machete at her and she like kind of dies. And then she's like, gotcha. I was like,
Sucker.
okay. That was really cool.
That's pretty good.
Fights him, blows him away, chunks of Jason everywhere.
She blows his head off, literally.
Oh yeah, it's like
it was great.
No,
Well,
it
like
was
how I don't know how
half
he's
of his
gonna come
head
back
and
from
the
this.
lower
Yeah.
jaw. Yeah. Well, we've already know, Pete, that it doesn't matter how you take out Jason. He's got somebody will stab him with a metal spike and lightning will hit it at that exact moment and he will be resurrected.
And the only reason he's there in the first place is because he wants to dig him up just to make sure he's still dead.
Yeah. I don't know if he's dead. Let's make
Let's
sure.
go
he's
check.
dead.
Let's go make sure in the middle of a lightning storm with a metal rod.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
is your
God.
fault. Everyone that dies from now on is your fault.
Mhm.
But he doesn't care
Period.
because he's dead.
Yeah, well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
He's pretty dead.
He's dead now. But yeah, so and they knock him into the
She
room.
whoops his ass.
She does. They,
Jason definitely gets his ass handed to him
By a
bullets and all.
girl.
What by a
Yeah.
by a gal. Now they were saying something on the commentary where they had like an inordinate amount of black powder on, so they didn't let Kane Hodder do the squibs.
Okay.
That interaction with KM and
Mhm.
Jason, because the stunt person that had all the squibs on him had like 100 pounds of gunpowder attached to him as she was firing, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they've
those-
already literally burnt Kay Hodder once in a movie, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they were a little more cautious.
This was on the commentary, so
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought
No.
they said something like they couldn't afford if anything would go wrong, if something would go wrong with Kane Hodder, so they put some other schlep in there.
Oh,
That
I'll
was
believe
cheaper.
it because in the psychic one, he caught fire. Like that
Okay.
fire stunt is him, and he had already been burnt from another movie. That's how he's got a lot of the scars. But that it was, I think it's only been surpassed recently.
Oh,
That was
the length of the burn?
the longest burn. So yeah, I'm sure they were a lot more cautious about.
Right.
We
right.
can't. And who are you going to get to if you've already filmed so much of Kane Hodder being Jason? You can't just throw someone else back in that suit for the rest of the movie.
Right.
You know, even Uber Jason, it has to be Kane Hodder.
If you're looking at the Jason at that point, you can see how thick he is from
Yeah.
front to back. Like there's definitely some padding in there. And once again, I don't care. This is how movie magic happens.
Mhm.
But I just was dumbfounded that the director was saying like, yeah, we had like 100 or 150 pounds of gunpowder of squibs on him.
Which is gunpowder with
Right.
the blood packs.
Right,
You know, 'cause
right.
it literally,
And
it's just designed to blow outward. So there's a
Mhm.
metal plate and then the
Behind it.
pocket on the front. So equal and opposite reaction. So when that thing pops, it's still
It still hurts.
pushing you.
Mhm.
You know, it's still a pow into you.
Mhm.
And you put 100, 200 of those things on somebody because they're not, 1 pound each, but this stunt person gets fucking eviscerated.
Mhm.
Like
It was
she
so cool.
unloads.
She empties both of them. Not, she doesn't empty anything because it's just keeps coming, but they might as well be handheld Gatling guns.
Yeah, there's no reloading in this movie
No
whatsoever.
reloading, no.
It's space guns, Pete. Where are all
Yeah.
the phaser guns
Oh,
at?
I'm an idiot. Of course there's space guns.
Space guns.
And then you're watching this movie, and I'm sure a lot of people remember. You pick up the VHS cover and you're looking at it going, "Whoa, Jason looks badass." Is that like a
Yeah, they're
metal,
2/3 of the
metal
way through the
Jason?
movie. You're like, where's the cool cover?
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah. How does the cool mask come
Where
into
does
it?
this come from?
Yeah, and they've only they've shown us the nano by the nano things because they put the arm together. They fix Ronan.
Rowan. Yeah.
But this one is again, and then all the sparks and electricity, something about Jason causes things to happen, and the nanites build him back with what's there and what's around him. So the metal is all the metal shit that, like the door that they blew him through, the table, the implements. That's where all the metal came from. Like it's just taking pieces and putting it where it fits.
Yeah.
And you get Uber Jason. And I'm sorry. I mean, I know classic Jason is iconic. I fucking love Uber Jason's look.
He dies and comes back the strongest he's ever been. It's like this technology has healed everything else that's been wrong with him too. You know what I mean?
It fixed his eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every other imperfection, all these years of killing people, 400 years of being in cryo, like his body is back to perfection.
He's always been a hulking monster, but he was always kind of egg-shaped. And
he
now
lumbered.
He looks like Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah, he looks like a big, huge motherfucker.
Hulking mass, the mountain, whatever that fellow's name is.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He stood up. He's like, man, my knees don't hurt. This is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
my back didn't crack. I'm good to go. Where's my machete?
Yeah.
Can I get some of those nanobites, please?
Right.
I need some nanites. I need just a little. We'll give some to Nate if there's any left over, and
He'll just shit them out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they can help him rehydrate.
I'm going to heal your stomach. Woo!
Maybe they'll fix his. He'll fix his lactose.
The only way we can do.
They'll be drowning in the toilet.
The only way we can do nanites in 2024 is you have to drink them with a glass of milk. So
Yeah. And it's like, damn.
He's fucked. It's not going to work at all. Poor Nate.
They won't have enough time to do their job.
What you get for eating Dairy Queen?
That's it. And now you get the lead Marine guy who is like the same. I love that he comes back. We think he's dead.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's
For all intents
back.
and purposes, he should have been dead. Don't care. He's back.
Yeah. And they're literally healing him.
Yep. They throw him in
as Uber Jason's getting made. Mm-hmm. So now you're like, these two like giant dudes are going at each other. KM tries to do her thing again and he fucking knocks her head clean
I forgot about that scene and I howled with laughter because she's like, oh, why don't you guys run? This could take me a little bit of time. Bonk. Just pops her head right on.
To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
That's right.
To the moon. Oh gosh. Yeah, I was the same. I just busted out laughing as soon as he knocks her head off.
It was so Looney Tunes. And the rest of the movie, she's in the arms of
in his arm.
And they keep cutting back. They keep cutting back between the actual woman in a cleverly cropped camera.
The camera cuts at his elbow.
Yeah.
And then he's running around with a mannequin head all the other time. Like anytime she falls and the head will roll down the floor.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's that old school practical effect thing. Now this movie was like legitimately filmed on film, but then they did it digitally. Yep. And if I read this right, Jason X is the first movie ever done on digital.
That's what the commentary was saying. Like,
no way.
Yeah, it was brand spanking new, and they were working with Spielberg, I think, to get it digitized or something. I'd have to listen.
Something.
But it was
up there. But
this technology was super brand spanking new, and it was really interesting to listen to these. Like, yeah, we did this on 35, but then we transferred it to digital right away, and I think it was released at theaters as digital.
The pioneer of digital film is Jason X.
That's great.
Avatar can thank Jason X for giving it the technology.
Avatar can suck Jason's nuts.
Yeah.
All right,
Jason X walked so Avatar could run.
Jason X walked everywhere.
Yeah, this had a $14 million budget, which is still pretty hefty.
That's good for a Jason movie.
That's pretty good.
It only made 17.1 million at the box office, so it made its money back plus 3.1. I mean, at least it's not in the red. Silver lining.
Tell me it didn't make buku bucks off of HBO and DVD rentals and shit like that.
Actually, there was something else on IMDb. It made back its budget and then some just on rental.
Okay, fuck yeah.
VHS sales. Like
most Jason fans are smart people, and they'll say, "Okay, this movie's dumb, but I love it."
Yeah, I can remember seeing it at the video store and being like, "Man, I don't want to watch that. I haven't seen all the other ones."
this is iconic. This is one of those, Charlie. I would love to do another VHS cover episode, and this would definitely be on it. That was so much fun.
I will always remember the poster being up at, like Blockbuster or something. I mean, this is the point where I was in Columbus. So I got to finally go to Blockbuster where it wasn't just one copy of Jason X. They had like 20 copies of Jason X sitting there. But yeah, I remember the poster sitting there.
I
This
thought
cover
they had like a 3D cardboard cutout too. Like
probably.
It was like 5 feet tall or something, and was in 3D ish.
I'm sure they did. It was something, like where he's holding his own movie. Always love the
rent your copy today at Blockbuster.
That's
Jason
right.
says
it's out of this world.
He doesn't say anything.
Oh, Jason doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything. That was my little joke there.
Was that your? I'm sorry. We're an auditory entertainment.
Well, that was completely an auditory joke.
But they can't see your face where you're like, that was a joke.
They don't want to. It's the reason I got a face for podcasting.
All right. Well. Oh yeah. Now what? Why am we off? I miss my buddy.
I'm sure Nate would rather be here right now.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
It's stuck on a toilet.
Than flying in outer space right now.
I hope. I'm sure Fawn is being a good partner and delivering him all of the water. Because if there's one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to die of.
They might have to get him a
dehydration through
saline drip or something.
Yeah.
Just hook him
up
through my veins.
Hook him up.
It's emergency room might not be out of the means of. Poor Nate.
Poor
Nate.
Nate.
I've been there. I'm sure we all have.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
now this is peak and then, because now we have Uber Jason. Now they run from Uber Jason. They're trying to blow up the walkway off the pontoon so that the ship that's going to blow up, that they have a help ship coming to rescue them, but only if they can get separated. So, and then Jason is on the walkway as they're getting ready to set the bomb and interferes with it. And they take out Waylon, whatever his name is, who has the trigger bomb, and he does a hero moment and blows it up, and Jason's sucked around with it. And then Jason punches through the wall, causes a hole in the thing, and then the ship tries to attach and get the umbilical and gets an airlock, and then space turbulence happens, and it is a constant. And then the entire fucking movie.
How nobody in the entire cast went, come on! I'll have never.
Are we done yet?
I'm pretty sure Janessa yells that at some point in this movie. I feel like that's something she says.
She's like, this sucks so hard right now whenever she's getting pulled back.
Did say that. She did say that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. They get on the rescue ship. She saves KM's head as Jason's walking towards the umbilical, and the door shuts, and Jason gets taken out with the ship, and then Jason is heading right towards them through space, ready to hit the ship that they're on, and then the Captain Marine hits him and rides him through the atmosphere onto Earth 2.
And they both burn up in the atmosphere, presumably.
Maybe.
No, they're a shooting star and some sexy campers who are out in the woods just so happen to see this shooting star land in the lake. Hey, let's go see what happened. Let's go see what it is.
Could they get a girl more THICC thick for that silhouette shot at the lake?
Right? Yeah.
I was like, good Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She was
she was posing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that was.
She propped up on the one leg.
Yeah, exactly. And then the camera goes up and you hear the guy say the thing, let's go check it out. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, oh.
That's when we hear the kikiku at the end.
That when they do it?
When his mask, because we see his masks go in the water, and when it hits the bottom, we hear the ch-ch-ch. I knew it happened.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Save the
Okay.
best for last.
Then I'm not as upset about them. All right, that's Jason X. Let's get
Wow.
into the things.
The things.
What a ride. God.
Literally, a ride through the atmosphere.
All right. This is what I'm here for, everyone.
Yep.
I want everyone to understand
Lay it on me.
that this may be the greatest body count ever
On the show?
on the show.
No way.
Okay. So let me start with this.
I had to think about this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He's got to give a great lead in.
Pete,
Yep.
you're not prepared.
I'm not.
Nothing you can think of is gonna top what I'm about to tell you. Okay?
Right.
Just remember this.
I'm remembering.
Okay.
Who are you?
So technically this movie only has 28 kills.
Okay, that's on the ship, right? Or
well, you got all the soldiers that die at the
soldiers
beginning, all the Marines, the college students, blah 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 blah. Although the movie's known to have roughly 28 kills, Todd Farmer confirmed that the movie actually has over 20,000 deaths due to the Grendel ship's destruction of the Solaris station.
Space station.
This includes 19,727 people, 207 dogs, 17 cats, 4,713 angelfish, guppies, neons, mollies, 3 gerbils, 14 rats, pony and Komodo dragon that were either blown up or sucked into space.
This is a bit.
If this is taken to be true, then Jason X has the highest body count in the series. This is from Todd Farmer, the writer.
More like a movie history. Like, it has the most kills.
This is...
I mean, I suppose Star Wars would have a higher kill count than this because they blew up a damn planet.
Well, they did. Well, okay, yeah, that one.
Alderaan.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
several
honestly,
billion.
There's a lot of people on the Death Star too, you know. But this is straight from Todd Farmer.
Like
lore. Jason lore.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. And he broke it down that fucking far. And I'm like, bravo, sir.
I bet he kept getting nerds like us going, so how many people died in there? How many people died there?
That's what he did that. That's what he did that for. He did it for the nerds.
Guppies and carp and gerbils and fuck it. This is what it is.
Because once you started reading, I started thinking about earlier when you were talking about all the species, like everything you wanted to see, like what all these things were. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot grander of a scale when you think of it like that than what we see in the movie. You know, we're just with this core group, but there's like a whole other world going on.
You see the ship, and honestly, great special effects for miniatures and a little bit of digital added to it, where it's like strafing the top of that dome, and you see what looks like high-rise looking building structures off the side. So you're thinking like apartment,
family.
And they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. We'll just circle back. Boom! This thing just explodes in the background. And I'm like, but I read that and I was like, this is it. This is the greatest body count I have ever got. Like Starship Troopers had a lot because they killed, everybody in New Buenos Aires, when the rock hit. But this, to break it down to fucking goldfish and gerbils, and the guy, I'm with you. I think this guy's like, fuck all y'all. Here's the number.
Shut up,
asking me.
Yeah. You want a number? Here it is.
Don't ask me how the warp drive works on Star Trek anymore. God damn it.
The lithium crystal. That's all you get.
That's it. All right. Well, out of 20,000 plus kills, let's pick our favorite.
Oh shit.
What do you think?
How am I supposed
Zombie
to
kill of the week?
I kind of tipped my card earlier, so I'll go first. It is the girl that gets her face smashed after being dipped in the nitro. I mean, it is, at the time, I had never seen it to that scale. It was shocking, especially when they drop her face in and you kind of like watch her face freeze.
She does. Yeah, that was a digital effect that actually worked.
It
Yeah.
looks good.
Now I don't want to rag on the digital effects in this movie, but the coloring was off a little bit because it was 2001.
It was 2001. I give it a little bit of leeway.
This was a really good digital effect. I thought it was seamless, and because it was in water, liquid nitrogen, they didn't have to worry about the coloring because it was already a little off.
And it allowed the actress, because it was the actress's actual head they pushed down in there. She was able to do the bubbles for real, and then they just did I did read, though, that they made 10 silicone bodies of her, and she had said, like, hey, if we get this in, not 10 takes, can I keep one? It took 10 takes to do that.
Damn.
Right. And she didn't get to keep one.
That sucks.
But
I'd want to keep one too if it was me.
Oh, 100%.
Well, yeah, because you're going to fuck with your partner for the rest of your life.
Right.
There's just an Anna sitting in the corner all the time, someone just moving from different rooms.
Like that thing from Oddity, that thing that just sits there. That's me.
Yes.
Especially if you're like in the kitchen doing something, you walk in another room, there's Anna all of a sudden.
You were just back there. Yeah.
I said, don't bring that damn thing back in the house.
It's like how Jason appears behind you. Anna appears behind you.
Yeah,
Anna right there.
Lord Marley would. That'd scare the shit out of her.
It would terrify her. Tucking
Like,
into her bed at night.
Oh my gosh. She would kill
Mommy
me.
Mommy won't wake up. Mommy's Oh, God. Instead of Elf on the Shelf, it's an Anna on the Shelf.
Oh my gosh, Lord!
In different places around the house.
Lord Marley would probably eat that up, knowing her. She's weird.
You put Anna's body on a beach, and it's Anna in the cabana.
There you go, Anna in the cabana. I like that.
You just deliver drinks to her all day long.
All right, Pete, what's your favorite kill in Jason?
It's real hard, but it's the auger. That made me laugh so much, and it was so gosh darn clever. And as the body, like, he gets thrown down there, and the body slowly starts to rotate, and then it picks up speed. They had a legit weighted dummy on that thing actually doing it. I just loved it so much. It made me laugh.
If not for the frozen face, that would have been mine. I mean, there's just no getting around it.
Yeah.
Anna, what about you? What's your favorite kill of Jason X?
That one's mine. The one where he's spinning around.
Auger?
Yeah. I love it too, because in that moment, there's no sound other than the body going around. So you hear the squeak, 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 and the squelching of the bodies.
It was squeaking, wasn't it?
Pete about spit his beer out.
He's right.
About made him spit his beer. Just squeak, squeak, squeak.
One of them goddamn gerbils that were supposed to have been dead.
Yeah. On the wheel. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, like, I would have had the same reaction if I'd have done that Jason had. I'd have been like, huh. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh, damn, I'm good. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me go.
Sometimes know I had it.
I surprise myself.
Yeah. Even me.
All right. Well, here's the moment everyone has been waiting for when we cover Jason X. What do we rate this thing?
Yeah. Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
Another full circle moment.
We have come full circle. Our machete bit from Jason X.
Okay. Just wants his machete back.
I watched that bit now and I smile knowing that that's what we play every other week. And it still works. Still is here to stay. I don't care. I love it. Anna, we'll start with you. What are you rating Machete?
Machete. That's a different movie. Machete.
What's your machete?
I'm not opposed to covering Machete, let me tell you.
I know, right? I know. I am rating this 7.5 machetes, space machetes out of 10.
Space machetes.
Because I mean, the Jason ranking scale is different than every other movie ranking scale, because arguably like the quote unquote worst ones are the best. And this movie is just fucking fun. Like Pete, like I'm still laughing at Pete earlier. I was getting tickled listening to y'all talk because I kept hearing him think about it saying, I hollered with laughter. Like that's a perfect way to describe it. Like you just tilt your head back and laugh at this chaos and goofiness in space and Jason at the helm of it. It's just a blast.
Yeah, these movies are completely rated by enjoyment factor
For
me.
sure,
I,
yeah.
I definitely think so. Pete, what are you giving old Jason X?
A critical eye in this movie is going to give it about a 6.5 because it's not a great movie. Enjoyment wise, 10. 10.
Yay.
I love this movie so much. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's bloody. It's the effects are mostly practical, and when they are CG, they're trying to do something that isn't something they could have done practical.
It's something unpractical.
Like the VR game or the space, all the space stuff.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I saw it again and I'm like, I still don't hate that.
It's okay. There's some color differentials.
Hey, I play retro video games. It looks fine to me.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Enjoyment wise, shit. This is a 10. This movie's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, as far as I go, I think I'm really close to you guys. I'm like a 9.5. Like I said, these are my Jason movies right here. Tip my card a little bit. I think I like Jason Goes to Hell a little bit more. I just have a little bit more fun.
I'll
with
have to
that
watch
movie.
that one again.
That's me. I enjoy that one. Like that's my favorite worst one. I get,
And really after this watching it for the podcast is when I think it finally like dug enough into me that I'm like, I do not like the sound in this movie.
Yeah,
I don't like
I'll go 9.5. The sound is real bad.
Air pressure.
It's pretty
No,
bad.
you're right. You brought that up. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I love the movie, but that sound.
It's almost it's distracting enough for me to where I am enjoying
Hell,
the movie.
I wrote it down. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, the fact that we both were like on that at the same time, okay,
Yeah.
thank God someone else picked up on it. But we did get a note from a very dehydrated Nate that Pete, do you have that note pulled up? What he sent?
Oh, what? Just recently?
we have his rating, don't we? Fawn sent it. It's in the.
Oh yeah.
So what did Nate have to say about
Nate says Jason X is a 10 out of 10. Goddamn masterpiece.
And then he also says, if anyone says anything bad about Jason X, my rebuttal is Jason X is the greatest movie ever because it is.
Because it is.
That's a very Nate response. Because it is.
There you go. Straight from the man in the toilet room right now.
Oh, God.
I hope he's not still sitting in there. It's been an hour and a half.
He might be shooting blanks at this time.
Oh, that's the worst time. That's the worst
It
part.
is.
It's the worst part. I hate that. Not even fun. We're with you, buddy. Farts and prayers. That's totally fine. And because it was
I've held ex-girlfriend's hair before, but this is a different kind of.
I don't think he needs his hair held.
He might need his hand. He might need a hand to squeeze.
Handheld. Yeah.
I wonder. I may need next time we visit. I might have to put some handlebars in that damn thing.
In the bathroom.
It's got something to hang on to.
For sure.
It looks like
those are handicap handlebars, just in case we get old one of these days. No, it's for Nate to rev up and hold on tight.
Hold on, buddy.
Can't talk about this without just picturing Dumb and Dumber.
That's where my mind was this whole time.
It's the entire time when we talk about Nate. Oh, we're sorry, buddy. But Nate, don't worry. I made Pete do something. So
do I really have to do this?
You do.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I bash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right, so I was tasked with finding a trash review, and I hate this segment with all of my heart and soul. So, and I was pressured into doing it at the last minute. So this is from DeGlova 519, February 26, 2006. 1 out of 10 stars, the worst scary movie of all time. Jason X is the worst scary movie of all time. I honestly laughed more than I was afraid. It was embarrassing to say the least. I would comment on how awful the ending was, but I left 30 minutes into the film. Though consistently the same, the quote Jason films have always been somewhat satisfying, but this film is a disgrace to scary movies of all kinds. oh my. I've seen pornography with more satisfying acting and storylines than Jason X.
Goodness gracious.
Of course, Pete picks the one that talks about porn.
I didn't preview this article far enough to find there's pornography mentioned.
It's meant to be.
It was meant to be. Okay, continuing. I honestly feel sorry for anyone who was even tempted to cover their eyes at one point in this film. I soon discovered what the ending was, but I'm not going to tell you because it was so embarrassing. I just can't go on with this review. Awful. Now,
who the
Mr.
fuck watches a
DeGlova,
movie like this to be scared?
I honestly laughed more than I was afraid. Yes, that's what these movies
100% true
kind of are, which is why my rating was so high because it was way funny.
So
what was the last scary Jason movie?
4.
Is it 4?
The final chapter, I thought that was great. I thought that was a masterpiece. That's with the
Corey Feldman.
I mean Jarvis, Corey Feldman. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And then 5's a new beginning, right? That's like not
right.
really
That
Jason.
It wasn't Jason. It was
That's the like halfway home for the kids.
I can't tell you. Honestly, now that I think about it, when I first watched that one for the first time last year, it shocked the shit out of me when I got to the end of it. And I saw like it was a real twist for me. I was like, no way. What?
It was the coroner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Actually, the scariest part of that one is when old dude chops up Chocolate Boy with the axe, like early on in the movie, where he's like, I got the chocolate. You want to take a bite of my chocolate? You can.
Oh, yeah.
The like psycho guy that we're supposed to think is Jason, like hacks that dude. I'm like, oh shit, pretty fucking shocking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This goes back to where I say I don't get scared at movies, and especially if I'm watching a slasher, I'm there to see how interesting are the kills.
Right.
You know. Now, granted, yes, I will say Jason X is the least of the horror in the Jason ones.
It's
because
sci-fi action, way
it's
more
sci-fi action. Yeah,
much like Aliens. I mean, Aliens. A lot of people say Aliens is a horror movie. It's a gory action movie.
Yeah. Action movies are gory.
Alien is definitely
Alien is horror.
Aliens that there's a scary movie.
Oh hell yeah.
That there's a scary movie.
Honestly, I think that would probably be one if I had to like list a movie that
like something that actually scared you.
Kind of scared me. It would have to be Alien, just because and that was only the very first time I watched it, and that's because of the mood it sets.
Poltergeist is one of those for me when I first watched Jaws.
I just fuck that goddamn clown. The rest of the movie was fine. Fuck that goddamn clown. Jaws never scared me.
Jaws made me poop my pants. Jaws made me afraid of swimming pools.
I don't like water Jaws anyway, and I don't like things bigger than me anyway. So right. Jaws was just another reason for me to go, I ain't getting into fucking water.
Yeah, that water.
I'm good.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
Well, we don't know what else is in there besides Bruce the Shark. Like, there's stuff in there we don't even know. We have never discovered. There are depths of the ocean we've never been to. Fuck it.
Bruce might be a guppy. It will always be Qui-Gon in A Phantom Menace. There's always a bigger fish. Yes. So, oh, God. Don't like it. All right. Well, that was Jason X. I don't think I have any more bits.
We're not done, are we? I don't want to be done.
Oh, wait, we did have some homework from Pete.
Oh, yeah.
If we could have any Jason.
What was that?
It was like, where would you want to see Jason next? Like Jason in Hawaii, like you said. I think I've settled on mine. And Uber Jason the musical. We have never seen a Jason musical.
Now,
So
Anna, really, Jason doesn't talk nor. Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
So
Give me.
Have it take place right after Jason X, when the campers are coming over to see what fell from the sky, and then we start the next story. But as they're going over to Jason, they break into song. They're the ones who sing. The characters are the ones who sing, not Jason.
And Jason's just reacting to everyone singing.
He's thinking, what the fuck are these people doing? Am I in a musical now? Yeah.
Do some Mongolian throat singing or something.
Have him just do this.
And people go, Jesus Christ, what is that?
Have a young Frankenstein moment where he just, towards the end of the movie, he finally just, 100.
I've completely forgotten where I was going with this.
Surprise!
So you're up, Charlie.
Me? I couldn't pick one. I'm sitting there going, Jason Saves Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Jason Goes to Hawaii, which is why I made that joke earlier.
Jason Saves Christmas. Interesting.
Jason Goes to Haddonfield.
Yeah. Jason Goes Bananas. The Great Jason Caper. And it's a heist movie.
A heist movie.
A heist movie. He's
the
locked.
Heist movie.
Somebody's got him locked in a bank vault, like think Evil Dead Rise. How they find this bank vault under there, and Jason's been locked up.
I gotta watch that movie.
Jason's been locked in. Yeah, I kept thinking of other movies. Jason Wick, because unstoppable. He's the boogeyman. So he's the real Baba Yaga going around just killing mafia guys. I could go on and on with how many different, where does Jason go? Because I was like, well, I can't go Jason Goes to Camp. That's already been done in several movies.
Jason Goes to Jail. That's not
Jason Goes to Jail. Well, technically they put the one guy in jail and Jason Goes to Hell. But Jason's been to hell. He's been to Manhattan. He's been everywhere. It's like, where else? He's been to space. But that was kind of the premise of where would you put, if you couldn't go to a camp.
He's been to Elm Street too.
He's been to Elm Street. You can't,
he gets around.
Yeah. I like it. Pete, you got anything? Or I just get the homework and run.
The one thing that I was thinking of was, not industrialization. So the Camp Crystal Lake, the city is approaching, it's getting bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden Camp Crystal Lake and the surrounding forest and all the pristine, beautiful landscape is going to get fracked and turned into apartments. And so they're going to rape the countryside. They're going to tear down all the trees. They're going to pollute all the beautiful rivers. Camp Crystal Lake is going to turn into Camp Tar Pit. And we're going to pull all the resources out of there till there's no more resources left. And Jason becomes a Greenpeace Jason.
Greenpeace Jason.
A hippie.
A tree hugging Jason.
A hippie.
Not a hippie.
Jason's like, hey, bitches, I'm just here killing campers. Leave me alone and let me and my beautiful countryside alone. So now he's traveling around killing executives.
Let me kill people in peace.
Yes. leave me alone. I had something and I don't remember what it was. So that's what I came up on off the cuff.
What was the Carrot Top movie where he got to be like the CEO of a company?
Carrot Top was that a movie?
Carrot Top was in a couple movies.
Wasn't Yahoo Serious, was it? Or
that's Yahoo Serious. That's totally different.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't get those two mixed up ever.
One's got red hair. And his name is Carrot Top. I don't know.
Is he Drop Dead Fred?
No, that's a British dude. Drop Dead
But
Jason.
Phoebe Cates is in that, right?
Drop Dead. Ooh, Phoebe Cates is in that.
Jason's the imaginary friend to a little girl, and he teaches her about being true to herself and standing up to bullies after he kills
As he demonstrates how to chop somebody's head off. To an
Here's how
8-year-old.
to disembowel your enemies.
Hey Marley, watch this. Chop.
And Marley would be like, she does this face where she gets surprised. That'd be her.
All right. Well, yep. Basically, put Jason in anything, and it's probably going to be watchable. I'll watch it. And I really want to see Jason in a Muppet movie where it's all Muppets except for Jason's the only human-ish character there, and all the other characters are Muppets.
Oh, I would
And
like a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go.
Oh, I was going to say Jason like an animated TV show. That could be cool.
Yeah, or even just an animated Jason movie, because then there are no restrictions to what you do.
Oh, that's
Like,
true. Yeah.
literal blood hanging from the walls and entrails and whatever you want. Just don't let Rob Zombie do it. You'll get El
I
Super
know.
Beasto or something again. El Super
Boy,
Jason-O.
If Nate was here, he could have given us a review of the video game Splatterhouse.
Or Friday the 13th, because there was the
Well, yeah,
original
you have
I played
NES
some of that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's
purple
still,
Jason.
Yeah,
I don't know
played
if
him.
that's right from the 8-bit Nintendo. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was cool.
I
But
don't think that those servers are up anymore. I think they're part of that lawsuit. I think
Are they
it got shut
down
down.
now, or do they go down at the beginning of the year?
I thought they
Yeah,
went
that-
down at the end of last year.
That might have been it.
I
I
think
know
that's what
that
it
there
was.
was like a cutoff for it because you couldn't
It was
download it
wildly
anymore.
successful, and then people got into a petulant dick wagging fest. And,
I know. It's so stupid.
yeah, just make money.
Money, money, money,
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Like, I get it if it's something you were part of and you're not getting any cut of it. I can understand being a
Oh, yeah.
little upset about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But you're literally preventing an icon from, still being in the zeitgeist.
Work it out.
Yeah.
Work it out.
Jason,
figure
yeah,
it out.
Jason's ingrained in pop culture, and I don't think he's going
Oh,
anywhere.
He's on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
The hockey mask will always be there. I mean,
Yeah.
people that don't like horror movies and have never seen one in their entire lives, show them that picture and it's like, it's Jason Voorhees.
It's Jason. Yeah.
Jason-
Everybody knows who he
Jason and
is.
Freddy.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah.
not Voorhees, but yeah, Jason, Freddy.
Yeah.
Those
Not
all.
Myers. You're saying Myers. Myers, Freddy, Jason. I think.
I'm saying they might not know their last names, but
Well,
they're like,
yeah.
that's Jason. That's Freddy.
Yeah, exactly. Even my mom, who has never, ever, ever watched one of these movies, even accidentally,
Knows who it is.
knows who they are. I mean, that's just because she knew what to keep away from me.
Right.
Know thy enemy. Know that Freddy, Jason, and Michael are not allowed in the house. That's pretty much how that works.
Yeah.
The friend of my enemy is my enemy.
My
Wait,
enemy. Wait, how does that work? I don't know, but it's the devil that it's not allowed in the house.
It's the devil.
All right. So how do we do this now? Because we record 2 weeks ahead. And we have our final episode coming up next week.
Yeah.
Which is their end of 2024 grand finale. And we gave the audience 3 picks. And the picks are between The Beekeeper, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
But as of our recording, technically the polls are still open.
Ooh.
Right.
So I'm thinking, Pete.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Nate's not here, so he doesn't get a vote.
He doesn't count.
We just surprise the fuck out of everyone, and you're not going to know till next Tuesday.
Love it.
That's the best way to do it.
Because it's going to be a surprise for me in a few days. Anyway.
Pete didn't even remember there was a poll. Pete doesn't
vaguely
know which one he
remembered we were
picked.
doing something. Did I pick one?
You did pick one. See,
Oh, good
he
for
doesn't
me.
even know which one he picked. And it's not the one you think. That's the beauty of this. There's a choice on there where people would be like, that has to be Pete's pick. It's not. So yeah, you're not going to find out what our final episode is until next week when it drops or whenever we post it. And then beginning of the year, we got a big surprise coming. And I'm going to leave it at that. We got some big things happening. We are running up on our 4th anniversary for the show at the end of January. It's also my birthday month, but we have a very, very special episode and announcement for the beginning of the year for 2025. So
exciting.
Please stick with us through that. And
I don't even remember what it is.
That's true to Pete.
On brand. On brand.
You're a national treasure.
That's it.
He is.
He's a national something. So, as long as he's not on a registry, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Years ago.
Anything else we need to announce? Nothing coming up. Nobody's been on anything.
I've been hanging out with the fellas on the Barrens, the Dustins, the Barrens hideout. You guys should check them out.
That's right. Yep. Anna's been hanging out over there, knocking out some like previews you guys have been doing, like some screener movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then well, that was over on Flicks and Friends with their previews, but still to have
right.
the Dustin,
right.
yeah. But
Dustin's
Barrens
everywhere.
He is. The Barrens is just it's a horror movie podcast, but we'll do like a movie review, and then it'll be a Screambox essential pick where the two hosts will pick a Screambox essential pick to bring to the table and give a review with no spoilers, because they want people to be able to hear those episodes and maybe hear the plot, hear them talk about a movie they've never seen, and go watch it without having any spoilers heard. So I think that's really cool.
Awesome. Well, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to be over at Manic Movie Monday with Aaron and maybe Hillary.
Very nice. Very nice.
We're going to cover a giallo called The New York Ripper.
Oh, that's why you were watching The New York Ripper. Oh yeah. I can't wait for this one.
This movie is woof.
It is bonkers.
Rough. It's rough and it's bonkers and it's anyway.
Charlie would be appalled. He would just be appalled. He'd be like, "What?
Really
the
looking
fuck
forward
is
to
this?"
going on with Aaron. We've been talking about doing something for quite some time, the two of us, and we're finally got a date, but it's going to be later on in December. So
very nice.
I'll mention it again next week, probably.
Yep. And B Action, we will have our final episode coming out with that, where we're doing the Assault on Devil's Island Shadowland, the sequel. And we were also on Video Villa, where Mickey, Dustin, and myself went and we talked about Tango and Cash. So if you get a chance, go and check out Logan's show at Video Villa Entertainment. He's the one that did our logo.
That's the one with the big dog in it, right? Tom Hanks and the big dog.
That's Turner and Hooch.
That's not. Is this a different movie?
Yeah, this
Turner
is
and Hooch would be funny.
Stallone and Kurt Russell. So I don't know which one you're calling the dog. In the thing you're doing
Stallone.
Here.
Stallone's the dog.
Yeah, Stallone's the dog. Kurt Russell's Tom Hanks. I'd actually watched that movie. All right. Well, this is our final horror for the year. So we will see you. If you only listen to the horror side, we will see you 2025. But if you listen to the whole show, we will see you next week with our movie from 2024 finale.